Hello, everybody. We are here. Well, I am here. Lyle is having a little issue today, so I don't know if he's actually going to be able to join us or not. So it may just be me, gang. But welcome to Triple B. It's been a couple of weeks, obviously. If you're new here, welcome. Normally, Lyle Barnett would be on here as well. May have Ryan Wing actually joining us in a little bit, talking about the Texas Thaw race, which was on not too long ago. I wanted to talk to Lyle about some of the racing at the World Series of Pro Mod and U.S. Street Nationals, obviously, but we may have to, forego that for the next one. But wanted to let you guys know, any of you that have ordered t-shirts, thank you. We appreciate it very much. That pre-order actually information is right here down below. Actually surprised me, the number of people that wanted to order shirts. I mean, it's not like it's hundreds, but still very cool. Totally appreciate it. I know I sent every one of you an email and said, hey, I'll have you pricing today. Or not pricing, but all the shipping information and all that. Still working on that because there's so many of you, and it looks like we're really close on the number of shirts to order for it to actually change the pricing. So if you guys are interested and you haven't ordered a shirt, then please do that now, because if I can get to the next level that might lower the price by another $2, then I'll probably lower that price to you guys as well. So we'll see. We're close there, not quite, but if we get like another dozen or so, then we might be there. So anyway, working on that. To everybody again that ordered, it's awesome. I do have a shirt or a hat that has been designed. So let me show that to you guys and see what you guys think. Hold on one second. And I will get you guys that to see what you guys think about this hat, and if you guys would be interested in ordering one. The hat is, if I can pull it up here, Jesus, I should have looked at this first. But it's a cool looking hat with the logo on it and all of that stuff, but we'll just have to see. They're doing some other additions to see if they can do like an offset one as well. And so I'll see if I can find this right now. And if I can, great. Now I can't pull it up. Computer won't let me do it right now. So I'll see if I can grab it on my phone. But anyway, so if you guys, again, if you have not ordered yet, please do so. And I'll get you your info and everything. Again, just more orders, honestly, than I thought. So this is taking me a couple of days longer than I expected. So very cool. MGB, appreciate it for sure, Neil. And Barn, all of you guys I know sent emails in, and I got them for all that. So that's great. McTaggart, what? No porn music. I don't know why the music didn't play on that today. I don't know what I did wrong, but something, I apologize to everybody that normally loves the porn music that plays during the waiting period. When it's doing the countdown, I dig that, but for some reason, it was not helping me be successful with that one today. So I'm going to look and see if I can find that picture. Yes. Okay, here we go. Now let me see. I'll send this to myself and on Messenger and get to show you guys this hat. I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit concerned that the logo was a little big. So I want you guys to give me your opinion. That'll like totally help for me to decide whether it's, good or not. So here it is on a regular, snapback style hat like this. Okay. Just like this motion hat that I'm wearing. And let's see here. Okay. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. If you think the logo is good, if it's too big, whatever. If you would prefer to see it smaller and offset, perhaps over here onto just one side. Totally down with that too. So you guys let me know. Obviously, this is going to be the first hat. I have other designs that we're going to work on and everything too, and other designs for other shirts and all of those things too. But this is first run stuff, which is going to be kind of exclusive. So you guys tell me in the chat, tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. Also, everybody that is at home right now, I know that, dude, a bunch of you guys have been sending me messages and stuff with questions about different events and races and stuff that are going on this year. So, dude, now is the time in the chat. Good to go. Neil asks if this is like the eye doctor where they're like, cover your eye and tell us what it is. Cover your eye. It'll be fine. McTaggart says offset and smaller. Barnes says he likes it. Dina likes it. So let us know. There you go. And again, Neil, thanks for the email. I got you. One other announcement that I want to make today. This is importante, is that today Holly announced that East in Bowling Green, Kentucky, registration is open. And so you guys, now is the time. If you have not registered for LS Fest, now is the time. You definitely want to do that because it's a big deal. This event is obviously awesome, and you're gonna want to register. So September 8th to the 10th in Bowling Green, Kentucky, LS Fest. It is the original. It is the OG Fest event. Now this year, obviously coming up next month, is going to be LS Fest West in Las Vegas. We have LS Fest Texas that is happening here in Fort Worth, actually, at Texas Motor Speedway. LS Fest East, Mo Party, and Ford Fest. There's some other stuff happening as well. So definitely, if you haven't registered yet, today was the start of registration. If you are interested in being in the Grand Champion competition, which is where you register for Grand Champion, you get to drag race, autocross, you get to do the road course or track X as they call it. There's the cruise back and forth. I'm missing something else, but you get all of those in the Grand Champion competition, and you're judged based on your entire performance across all of them. If you want to do that, that is the most popular and sells out the quickest is that entry. So if you want to get in on Grand Champion competition at LS Fest East, you need to do it now, like register today. Okay. McTaggart is saying, move it. The spots are going fast. And McTaggart knows. He works at Holly. Okay. He kind of is in on this. So it's good. Literally, McTaggart says they're checking numbers by the hour. So that's like, seriously, folks, if you want in on this deal, you're going to have to do it like today. I mean, just register now. It's okay. Also, when you go to the link, okay, for this, which McTaggart put the link in the chat. When you go to this to register, also remember that all ticket sales from now on are all online. Like, the one great thing about COVID is we got rid of paper crap. So it's completely 100% digital. So you buy your spectator tickets online and everything, and then you hold them up on your phone and we scan you and you're good. Okay. So you can register for the event, and you can also do the spectator ticket purchasing right there on the website. So you might as well do that now as well. This event is insane. And Saturday, like, we do sell out of Saturday tickets for spectators. So you're going to want to get in on this deal. So McTaggart's going to throw that link up, I am sure. Want to let everybody know also that on BangShift right now, we have a bunch of great photo coverage from a bunch of events, including the March meet. Okay. So we have had March meet photos going up, which is, of course, awesome. I mean, hello, who doesn't love the March meet? So if you're into nostalgia funny cars, and you want to see, really cool stuff, then you're definitely going to want to check out the March meet photo coverage that we have. I'm sitting here looking at some of the cool photos, and dude, you gotta see this. We've got some great stuff. Wes Allison went and shot the entire event, and it's good. I mean, look at that. That's the Peddler funny car. I mean, come on, dude, this thing is rad. So you gotta go check that out. We have tons of March meet photos, good guys photos, Autorama, Milwaukee World of Wheels. Hell, we've had so much new stuff on the website, as far as, photo coverage goes from car shows and such, that, dude, you guys got to check it out. There is just so much to see. And if you just want to see all the great photos that we have up on the website, when you go to the website, right under the word BangShift up at the top left is a thing that says photos. You can click on it. It shows every photo gallery that we've run. And so you definitely want to check that out. Also, if you're into custom trucks and you didn't check out our Lone Star Throwdown coverage, you are seriously missing out, because that is one of the coolest shows on the planet. So now, okay, so live broadcasts. We are doing more live broadcasts this year. In fact, coming up, the Spring Fling Million, which is happening at Las Vegas. We are doing that in association with Drag Racer TV. Again, this year, we've done that last year and this year, and it's awesome, right? Love Warren. Great guy, great to work with. It means that you get a BangShift live broadcast with all the great, swinging camera action you expect and all of that, along with some, Chad time on the, on camera. But you also get it with another 4 additional cameras compared to our normal. So that's right, 6 cameras. It's going to be great. The best drag racing, bracket racing in the country happening there in Las Vegas. Now, if you recently watched the live stream that we just did from Tucson for the West Coast Bracket Races Southwest Showdown, we had a great time there. Love those guys. Great bracket racing. West Coast Bracket Racing is alive and well, and it was very fun to see, for sure. So lots of great stuff coming. There's also some changes that are going to be coming to the BangShift YouTube channel. And so I want you guys to know, and this isn't going to be like super quick, although some little things will start happening relatively quickly. But we're going to be adding more content to the BangShift YouTube channel as we progress through this year. So we're working on plans right now that you can expect, especially in the summer and into the fall, that you're going to see some cool tech video on the BangShift channel that'll have me and some other folks, but predominantly me, working with some new products and what have you, doing some unboxing, doing some installs, et cetera, et cetera. In addition, I am going to be starting up the Chad YouTube channel, which will be, that one's going to also have a lot of how-to, a lot of tech, a lot of project cars, et cetera. But that's going to be more, well, there will be some tech, but it's not going to be so product focused necessarily, and be in some longer form stuff as we work on a lot of project cars. So my shop in Texas is getting closer and closer to being done. And so we're hoping that we get the siding on that thing in the next couple of weeks, and then can start doing the finish electrical inside. And which means that in the next couple of months, we're really going to start laying this thing out and getting this shop in working order, which will be great because I have a ton of projects. And so I'll be doing some video that we'll put on both the BangShift side and the Chad side for you guys to help decide what projects should get worked on when, including some stuff where we're going to do projects. Like literally, I'm going to do some live stuff in the shop where you decide what I'm working on the next day, like maybe even the same day. And so that kind of stuff will happen. There's going to be more live inside the shop as well, which will be really cool. So a lot of things happening around here. I'm excited about it. It's a little overwhelming as well, but it's going to be fun. So it should be neat. McTaggart says he's looking forward to renting out a lift at Chad's Garage Mahal. And it's funny that McTaggart says that because he already knows these things, but I want to hear from you guys too, like some of the other things you guys would like to see. Like Neil says here, the school bus, which I own a school bus, a badass 1955 Series 1 school bus, by the way. But we've done the 10K drag shootout. We've done these kind of build shows. And I would love to have multiple teams come to my shop and compete against each other building cars. Like that would be super rad. But that's a big undertaking. So, maybe the baby step there is that we're going to invite a group of friends of mine to come over and we all tag team one car or truck or project, whether it's mine or somebody else's or some surprise that we bring in. And everybody just thrashes on the thing for like 3 days and see if we can make this thing be a cool running and driving hot rod or whatever it may be, off-road truck, who knows, in a few days. So if that's stuff that you guys think would be interesting, we're all over it. Scott Payton says one word, mini bike. Actually, so, okay, here's the other thing. Oh my God. So the other thing is that we have 5 acres and 1.5 acres of it is completely, I'm not saying it's level, but it's flat. And it has nothing on it. I mean, not a single thing. There are also parts of the other 3.5 acres. Yeah, so 1.5. So then there's parts of the other 3.5 acres that are also fairly open. So one might say that it wouldn't be difficult to make some kind of dirt track that would be entertaining to watch old people on mini bikes race around. And so I've been thinking about that, like doing a mini bike enduro race or perhaps a go-kart enduro race would be fun. I have some friends in California that do that every year on Indy 500 weekend and stuff. And it's badass. So I think it would be fun. I think it would be stupid in all the right ways. And of course, because it's me, we would live stream the whole thing and, consume adult beverages and hurt ourselves while riding around on mini bikes. So if that's something you think would be fun, or other things, I honestly have tried to figure out a way, and I think I got this, where we actually could come off of the street. The property's on a corner. So off of the street, across the back of the 3.5 acres, hang a right into the 1.5 acres and jump things like cars and land them and not go off into the street. So I think that's possible. And so Dukes of Hazzard jump at Mo Party this year. So I think that might be a thing. I do. So, if that's at all of interest to you guys, let me know. I do have a poll that I want to do real quick with you guys, sort of unofficial. So, because somebody brought this up to me just the other day. So, Nostalgia Funny Car, we already showed, one of the cars. So we're going to use, we'll use like the Peddler as the example. Okay. And then no, actually, I'm going to go with 2 funny cars that are the same body style, but not the same body manufacturer. So we have, hold on here. So A, you got to tell me which you prefer. Okay. A, let's say this 69 Camaro body, which is Tim Boychuk's Happy Hour, which his daughter Angie has been testing and starting to drive. And Ange is the wife of, hold on, sorry, my computer is not a happy camper right now. Of Cam. So who has been driving for the Peyton family as well. So there's some cool history here, but that's beside the point. Body wise, plain, real 69 Camaro looking ish body versus what we're going to call, or what I call, the Pro Mod bodies, the swoopy, which are a different thing. Okay. They just are. Good, bad, or otherwise. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think. Swoopy bodies, which to me looks like a Pro Mod, or traditional body like this. Let us know. Let us know in the chat right here. Barn is awesome because he says nothing could go wrong with jumping cars. I agree wholeheartedly, Barn. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Lycan, okay. This is why Lycan is awesome. Lycan says that he wants in on the mini bike thing. Now, for those of you that are not in the know or don't remember, Lycan is blind. So I'm totally down with putting you on a mini bike, my friend, as long as you have enough safety equipment on and sign the, the waiver. But otherwise, you can come and just cool and do the audio. It'll be great. The neighbors will love us. What could possibly go wrong? Body A is what Barn is saying. He says that the other one is not a good nostalgia body. Wickman is in the house. Wickman has some cool new stuff. We have great other content coming from Charles Wickham also on the website here shortly. Lycan says the traditional body. McTaggart says traditional. Everybody says traditional. Okay. McTaggart says, hey, Lycan, McTaggart says we'll wrap you in bubble wrap and send you. It'll be perfect. We could make him drive and we could give him instruction to jump. It'll be what could possibly go wrong? These are so good. So good. Dina also says traditional on the funny car body. Okay. So for those of you that are joining and you're like, why are we talking about funny cars? I know that we were, we were planning on talking about the World Series of Pro Mod with Lyle, but Lyle had something come up and couldn't make it in today. He's having some issues. So, which sucks. But so I don't want to bring up the things I was going to talk about, although I don't know, maybe I should. I don't care. Okay, so we're going to talk World Series of Pro Mod, and I have one thing about World Series of Pro Mod, and I don't want to sound like a negative Nelly because the event was awesome, and I'm glad everybody had a good time, and all those things. Okay, but one thing that I wonder. So Spencer Hyde won the 100 grand. Awesome. Great job. One thing that's different is this was an Outlaw Pro Mod style event this year, right? Every round is a chip draw. Okay. And so because of that, like it's so random, you don't know who's going to end up, who you're going to run like at all. So that makes it really, pretty exciting and pretty challenging, right? Well, so Spencer Hyde won this year, killed it. Lyle put up a post congratulating him, and he used my quote that there are people that drive race cars and there are race car drivers. And Spencer Hyde is a race car driver. Okay. And he drove that race car and he beat people on multiple occasions because of the fact that he, was driving the heck out of this thing. Right. So Spencer was in the Jack and the Green stock 69 Camaro Pro Mod. This thing is covered in toy money and champagne in the photo I'm about to share, because it was on, let me tell you. And I mean, hello, they won $100,000. Who wouldn't be super excited about that? But the question I had, come on, man. What the heck's the problem here? The question that I have is, or the thing I wonder about, okay, is that if you look historically at the World Series of Pro Mod, okay, which if you're not familiar and you didn't know that it existed before, it used to be held at Bandimere. And then because of, it was held at Bandimere in 2017, 18, and 19. In 2021 and 22, there was no World Series of Pro Mod. Now, part of that is because it was part of that is because it was they had quit doing it because they weren't going to do it at Bandimere anymore. Okay. Oh, Lyle is here. What?
Dude.
Oh my God, you're
just trying to make it over here. It's perfect. That's the first time I've ever heard that in my life.
What? That your timing was perfect?
My timing is perfect.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh God. Well, your timing is perfect because I was starting to talk about the World Series. Okay. And I was going to bring something up, and we'll do this first, and then you can tell us all about how the World Series went. Okay. So I was explaining to people that 2017, 18, and 19 World Series was at Bandimere, and then they quit doing it, and then COVID and all that. And they've moved it to Bradenton, which is way better than Bandimere. Now, Bandimere is a way off track. It is, okay? And that's not a bag on Bandimere. It's amazing. It is a beautiful facility, and that it's so great, right? But it's at 11 jillion feet in the air, so you can't go super fast there. I don't care what kind of blower you have. It's still not as fast. And for a lot of teams in the Pro Mod world, that's a long way to go, right? So it's way better to go and Bradenton, right? So here's the thing, though. They didn't do it because of COVID and all that. They started back up, right? So boom, we're going to run it again. It's going to be outlaw style. The rules are different. All of it is different. So I'm wondering if this difference will change one thing. So follow me here, big dog. So in 2019, Scott Oaksis won it. In 2018, Carl Stevens Jr. won it. And in 2017, Mike Bowman in his Badass Chevelle won it. Okay. But none of the guys that have won the World Series of Pro Mod are like the big heavy hitters that go out and win a jillion Pro Mod races. It like didn't catapult anybody, right? Like Bowman's a part-time guy on the West Coast and this and that. So on the one hand, it's awesome because these guys wouldn't necessarily be a favorite at any racetrack, at wherever they show up. But at the same time, I also wonder, like, will Spencer be the one that changes that? Or is there, and I don't want to call it a curse, but you know what I mean? Like, do you win the $100,000 and then you're screwed and you can't win anything else? What do you think?
No, I mean, I think that like anything else in the wild world of semi and professional motorsports, it's all what you make of what you've done, like the opportunities that you've been given and what you've managed to do, your success and everything. It's what you do after that. Like if Spencer Hyde goes back to Canada and I'm not, me and Spencer are friends. Like I've told him, I mean, I made a long post about how awesome he drove, and we
Oh
talked a
yeah.
little bit last night about LED lights on the side of my trailer, like, all this stuff. But if Spencer Hyde goes back to Canada and thinks that his phone is just going to start ringing with sponsorship opportunities, he's wrong.
Right.
Like, and it's no different. Like I've gotten it my whole life. Like, oh, you're just your daddy's money and blah blah blah. And while that's partly true, like my dad and my family have provided most of, given me the tools to go out and be successful, it still was up to me to go out and be successful.
Right.
And like if
Well,
Spencer
and you
Hyde is going,
still beat the bush for money
that's right.
for
And
every race.
and if Spencer
Always.
Hyde is going to capitalize on the World Series of Pro Mod win, it needs to be the headline of his sponsorship deck. And while the getting's good and while his name is hot, he needs to get after it.
Yes.
Because in 6 months, Spencer Hyde won the World Series of Pro Mod, but we're going to be talking about something else.
Yes.
And it's no different than when I won the U.S. Nationals. Like when I got home, dude, I picked up the telephone, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, it didn't do me a whole lot of good. Like,
right.
Yeah, I won the U.S. Nationals, but guess what? I'm not racing NHRA Pro Mod the full season this year because I couldn't find the money.
Right.
And it's tough right now. But will Spencer change it? That's up to him. And Wes Buck can't do it for him. It's 100% up to him whether he goes out and turns this into a platform for him to propel his career into and infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear says. But that's 100% up to him. He can't, like I said, you go home and sit and wait on the phone to ring, you'll wait forever. It'll never happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I agree wholeheartedly. And I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to bring this up. I didn't want it to sound like a negative thing, but at the same time, because 100 grand is real money. Okay.
Yeah.
For anybody. But I'll tell you what, folks, 100 grand doesn't get you but a handful of races in a Pro Mod car if you're writing a check to somebody to drive their car.
Oh yeah, that don't get you far, dog.
No, not at all. Like, I'm not going to go, like, we're not going to tell you the real numbers of what, Lyle's deals have been, but I'm going to tell you that 100 grand doesn't buy you a season. Now, will 100 grand, if you own a Pro Mod car already, will 100 and your own truck and trailer and all that stuff, will 100 grand provide you with enough money to go race the Midwest Pro Mod Series for the season? Yes, right? If you're driving your own rig, you don't blow stuff up, you know, all those things, absolutely, right? But if you want spares, if you have crew that you're paying, if you have all those things, dude, it's way more money than that. Way more money than that.
And that's what, I would like to talk to Spencer to know, I don't know how much of his crew was paid, like,
right.
I'm assuming there was somebody there that was paid,
right.
But like for the majority of us that have, are attempting to do this for a living,
right.
You start paying the crew when the tractor fires up at the shop,
yep.
And, Spencer winning it, if he did it with a volunteer crew, let's just say, per se, I mean, I'm sure he paid room and board, like, and that's what a lot of the expense people don't think about.
Yeah.
Yes, it's expensive to race, even if you don't tear any parts up, but room and board, all of the food, all of the fuel. I mean, like, there's so much more that goes into just operating, like when I take my buddies and we go race, Beer Money just got fired up in that shop about, yesterday, and Pete just stopped by, and that's why I was late. We were spooling it and getting everything worked out, because I'm going to take that thing back out this weekend. But,
right.
Like when my guys come with me to race Beer Money, granted, I don't pay them a salary to be with me, but they don't pay for food, and that shit gets expensive,
It does. So here's what I tell people to think about. Like, so let's say that I go to the races with you, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it's here in Dallas, right? Yeah. So it's at home. I don't have to, hotel room to need or anything, right? So if I'm on my way to the racetrack in the morning and I call you and go, hey, do you need anything? And you're like, shit, yeah, we didn't get drinks, right?
Yep.
So I go and get drinks and ice, right? That's $60.
Easy.
At least, right? I mean, that's like it's not hard at all to spend $100 a day on drinks and ice.
Well,
like
I said,
not at all. And so add all that. I mean, that's the littlest thing ever, you know.
When we went to Georgia, South Georgia a few weeks ago. David Udi and Josh Udi rode with me in the motorhome, and which I still owe David money for this. It reminded me, but I sent David to the grocery store, and I'm like, look, I want to eat here. Like, I've got a grill for you to cook on, all this. And I think he spent $600 and some odd dollars on groceries for us for the week, you know, and and I think I'm pretty sure he went back out. Like, that's the shit people don't think about.
No. Dina Parisi is on, and Dina says the $100,000 don't get you that far, even if you own your own car.
No,
and you know, fuel is a lot of money too. That's true. And everything else that goes with it. And well, and it's funny you bring up David, right? And going and getting food and stuff. Here's the other things. So a couple of years ago, Lyle calls me the day before or the day whatever, the first day of the Dallas race, and says, hey, can we rent your mother's car?
Yeah.
Because there ain't no rental cars. Yep. Remember that? Yep. And it was like, no, but you can borrow it. It's fine. You know what I mean? Yep. But it sounds funny though, but you know, but the guys there were not rental cars. There were not enough rental cars because it was the end of COVID. It was all those things. But folks, that's not uncommon anymore, dude. I travel a lot and I go out places, and sometimes you go to a place and a rental car is cheap, and other times you go to a place and the rental car is ridiculous because they don't have very many, you know? So yeah, stuff gets expensive. Again, big congratulations to Hyde. Like, that was badass. I don't know what the whole Jack and the green stock, you know, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know, but
not sure about that either. I just know that if that's what it takes, then I'm going to paint every race car I have green and call it Jack in the beans, whatever I need to call it. Because I'll tell you one thing, I think Spencer could have drove a pink car and won that race, but that dude climbed smooth up on the steering wheel on Sunday and got the freaking job done, dude. That was one of those driving jobs that you don't forget. Like, that's one of those, when it's like, you know, I talk about Mark Ingersoll and the elite crew a lot, but when it's your day, it's your day.
Oh yeah.
And that was just Spencer Hyde's day, man. He could not screw up. No matter what he did up there, he was perfect every run. It was unbelievable.
Well, and I had right before you came on, I had just said that that you were using my saying. You put up a congratulations post on Facebook and said, hey, you know what? Today, you know, there are guys that are race car drivers and there are guys that drive race cars. And this weekend you were a race car driver. Yep. And he was. I mean, it was badass. And I don't watch Flow. Like, I don't have a subscription to Flow. So I wasn't watching all the action like live, but I had friends sending me, you know, messages of what was, going on. And it was badass. But tell us about driving the only roots blown car in the field. Okay. To out of 32 cars, you were qualified number 16
we ended up 21st.
21. There you go.
But I started the last session in 12th.
Yeah.
And I did improve, but I had ran good. You know, the World Series of Pro Mod, the way that the qualifying worked out, it's no different than or the feel was the same as like an NHRA qualifying session. If you miss the session, you're not qualifying.
Yeah.
And there were a couple guys that missed the session and they didn't qualify. Fortunately for me, that was my grudge race against JR Gray, and we went 66 flat in the Roots car, which was a really good run. And that's what got me qualified. Had I not made that run, I would not have qualified for the World Series of Pro Mod.
It's funny though, too, you say that because you were in the only Roots car in the field, so that's pretty impressive. But the other part about it was nobody repeated those qualifying performances until way late in rounds.
And that was my complaint. That was my only complaint with the World Series of Pro Mod as a whole, was that those two night qualifying sessions were just unrealistic in relation to race day. We didn't qualify in the same conditions that we raced in because we qualified later in the day. Now I get it. There's entertainment value there. A night session is always better than a day session. I mean, you know, there's I know there's value to the night qualifying sessions, but there were some guys that didn't qualify that probably really should have because they may not have been necessarily prepared for those night sessions, and they just missed it. You know, and I really wish that
Right.
if we're gonna run E1 at 12:30, I wish we would have qualified Q1 at 12:30 instead of
Yep.
3:30. And that the one day, because of the wind, we didn't qualify to the first round of 6, and then we made another one. When I got out of the car at the top end at my race with JR Gray, I think it was midnight.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like those just aren't realistic conditions. But you know, I mean, you gotta. That's
Everybody's in the same boat, but like you said, it's like,
everybody had the same racetrack.
Yep.
So you know,
Well, how was that thing to drive though, dude? That thing
was,
had the wheels up every run. That thing was pissed off.
It was very similar to driving the feel. Obviously, it ran really, really hard. I mean, when I went 66, I think it went 920 or 921 down low.
Yeah.
But the way it pulled the front end up was very similar to driving the turbo car, except this one did it at 100. The turbo car did it at 300
Right.
feet.
Yeah.
So, you know, just a little different as far as where it did it on the racetrack. But, you know, you lost the racetrack for a couple hundred feet, you know, and then it would set back down. And it's really what bit me in E1. The downside to that is, you know, it has to go pretty freaking straight, and it can't have uneven traction tire to tire. And unfortunately, in E1, it slipped the left tire just a touch, drove it over to the right rear, drove it over to the center line, and I had to pedal it.
Yeah.
You know, and we lost E1. Otherwise, I think, you know, that granted, it would have took a pretty good run for us to go 64. I think we could have done it, but I think if we could have gotten past E1 and the conditions would have kind of came around a little bit, I think we would have had something that could have went to the semifinals for sure.
Right.
You know, because I was cutting pretty good lights in that thing, and like that's what the World Series of Pro Mod's always going to be. It's going to be very similar to a really tight pro stock field. On eliminations day, just like Spencer Hyde was, you're going to have to be a 00 to a high teen player leaving the starting line every single run, or you're not going to win. I don't care how fast your car is. If you let go of the button and the first number on the slip starts with a 0, 4 to 5, you're losing. You are not going to win that race, you know. And but that's cool, you know. It turns it into a driver's race, and by God, that's what it should be.
I agree. Well, I'll tell you, I thought, you know, I thought it was great that the hype of the event, you know, there's some naysayers always, right? The weather conditions were weird with all the wind. That was nuts. But good. I got to say, I think that all these great events that have been held at Bradenton the last, you know, 2.5 months, are awesome because of something else that, that Neil just brought up, which is, you know, when they build homes next door, they won't be running late. Well, actually, some good news on that front. While the board did approve the zoning change that will allow houses to get closer, the city council and the building department and all of them, all of the powers that be, very vocally said that they are going to make sure that it is in the record that these people cannot complain about the noise, etc., of the racetracks and get them shut down, because they are all going to have to be notified that they exist when they purchase their properties. Right. So that's, you know, that's a good thing. I'm real critical on Florida. It is not my favorite place, but that is a cool thing that they are doing, and I appreciate that. I know that Garrett's been, you know, very active. He's went to all of the meetings, and I know that Victor has as well. Obviously, lots of support. They got, you know, tens of thousands of signatures there at both racetracks, right at the Freedom Factory in Bradenton. If you don't know, if you look at Google Maps and look up the Freedom Factory or look up Bradenton Motorsports Park, they're the same. They share a driveway. Like one's just at the back on the left, and the other one's the whole right. So they're essentially on the same piece of property. They're just separated by one fence, you know. And so, you know, it matters to both of them, obviously. And so I thought that was really good. That's some good news, which is cool. They have, like, literally Garrett got, you know, video of all of the different board members who said, we're going to make sure of this, we need to support the tracks. And I'm sure, again, when you have 3 months, 4 months of big events there, big events, right? Like if you go to World Series, you go to US Streets, you go to the Snowbirds, dude, there are an assload of people there, and there is a ton of money coming into that area. And one thing that they don't, that I don't know that they get as big a handle on, and I really think Victor and Garrett could really make a difference here, is to go to local restaurants and bars that are all within 10 minutes of that place and find ones that you can get to stay open. Because Sarasota, Florida is like old people central. Like that's all there is 163-year-old people there. So every place closes at like 8:30 at night. It's funny, but it's true, isn't it? Like you leave the racetrack and there's no place to go eat if you leave the racetrack at normal, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night deal, because every place is closed. There's legitimately like 2 or 3 places that are open. And so I think they could have an even bigger impact if they could get some of the local areas to stay open during those events, and we could funnel racers to those places, by saying these are the places that stayed open for you. You know what I mean?
And now the hotels have started to just completely price gouge. I mean, I heard of rooms there $400 a night.
Yep.
And like, come on, man.
Yeah. That's just not good.
$125 a night hotels, that's probably realistic. So
yeah.
Charge $150, but $400 a night, that's, come on.
Well, when we were there for Snowbirds, I don't remember who it was, but somebody that we were talking to, there were a couple of ladies that were talking about the fact that they went and they got rooms in Orlando by Disney for $100 and some odd a night. And we're going to Disney, in the morning and then coming because it was cheaper anyway. And they did, instead of spending $400, like they could go to Disney World and pay for the hotel for the same amount as a hotel in Sarasota. That ain't cool.
We were very fortunate though, and stay at the Cook Day Inn.
The Cook Day Inn?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice too. I mean, you're going to wake up from a dog and everything, good couch, good bed,
yep.
Chickens. I mean, it's all there.
Bourbon.
Yeah, that's true. Bourbon. And if you do it right, there's always food in the refrigerator to just eat.
Artichoke hearts.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good. Hey, last time we ate all the leftover pizza. Okay, so where are you going in beer money this weekend?
So if the weather doesn't look great, but Shady Side Dragway, which is not far down the road from the shop here, they've got Corey Stamper's got one of his cash days deals, a no prep race. We won this thing last year. You were here. I mean, I'm just now getting it back together from the drive shaft breakage 8 months, so, but God, it all went back together. Pete is actually leaving right now, driving to Bradenton to tune up Cletus's El Camino. They just put a new engine in, and then they will leave from there and go to TX2K and race there. So Pete will not be with me. He'll have to tune from abroad.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was supposed to be announcing the Midwest Drag Racing Series this weekend at XRP, but because of the weather here, it's going to rain. It's already been raining a lot, but it's going to rain a bunch on Thursday. And unfortunately, the temperature on Friday and Saturday is never going to get above 50 degrees. And so there's just it's not going to dry. Like everything will stay wet and everything will stay cold. And so they're trying to, they're trying to mitigate the hassle and all of that. So they've called the race for the weekend. So if you were planning on coming to XRP and go to watch the Midwest Drag Racing Series, not going to happen this weekend. They have postponed that event. They haven't announced when it's being postponed to yet or any of those things. But yeah, so we're not doing it. So I was considering going down to TX2K, but the shop is this close to being ready for siding as soon as the metal comes in. And so I think I'm going to spend the weekend staying home and getting the rest of the shop ready for the siding. So,
Nash D has decided cutting 3 to 4 new teeth at one time is the jam.
Oh,
So
that's no good.
So there's been little to no sleep for Mel Bell because when he's upset and crying, he wants nobody but mama.
Oh, gotcha.
So we've depending on how the rest of the week goes, I don't know if Nash D will join us at Shady Side or not, but we did get some sleep last night, so hopefully we are on the upswing from that.
So
But
how many teeth does he have?
1, 2, 3.
Somebody's calling him or sending him text messages. Ryan Campbell, will beer money ever go to California? Well, yeah, I mean, if there was a big enough race where there was enough money on the line to make it worth going, hell yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. He's got like 5 or 4 to 5, and then he's got like 3 trying to come through at once. So
yeah,
we're gonna, by the time this is all said and done, this episode, I think we'll have like 9 or something like that.
Oh, Lycan is asking if you got a package from him for you and Nash D that he sent to the shop.
Sent to what shop?
To McFad.
Mm.
I'll find out what it is. I think I know what it is, but I'll send it to you and see. But it would have come from Lycan. Yeah, I know you get a ton of stuff coming in. So yeah.
I may just have missed the package.
Barnes says he must be about ready for a junior dragster. Not quite.
No,
we're going to invent a whole new series. We're going to involve. It isn't going to be junior dragsters. No, we're going to have junior door cars.
Yes.
And we're doing junior no prep, and it's going to be door car fun, good stuff. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Yeah. Okay. What else? Oh, way back you were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you, but God, it was funny. Wickham paid $5 and said, "Here, this is for Chad to buy a Sharpie and give Lyle some eyebrows."
I don't need them. I'm faster when I swim without them.
Oh, Wickham, it was great. I love that. It's too good. Okay, so somebody asked if Barnes says Junior Roadster was approved by NHRA. Dude,
did you see the Roadster / funny car that Antron Brown had out there?
No.
This past weekend?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It was a Toyota deal. They have it sitting on the track beside the Toyota funny car, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, somebody was asking, who was it that asked? I don't know. Somebody asked, would we ever see beer money come out to California? Oh yeah, Ryan Campbell. And I said, yes, if there was enough money in a race to win that it was worth coming, then yeah. But otherwise, you do understand that that's taking the car from, well, like 2 hours from one coast to the other coast. Like that's a long ass.
I mean, it's been to California twice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, true.
I do want to come to Yellow Belly and run in Dallas this year if my schedule allows it, but that's probably about as far as I'll come out west.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good.
Too far, man. Too far.
I know, it's a long way. Okay, well, I know you have stuff to do with beer money and Pete and all that. So so get to work. Call me tomorrow or whatever. Call me when you're on the road and you got a minute.
Right.
But yeah, and we've been on an hour anyway. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. This is one of our shorter triple Bs, but that's okay. Again, if you didn't order your t-shirt and you want to, the info is down below. Email me beards, burnouts, and beer at gmail.com with your sizes, quantities, and address. Everybody that did order, like I said, we're this close to another like discount on the shirts. So as soon as I have that, I might be able to lower the price like $1 or $2. If I can, I will. If I can't, oh well. But we're getting all the shipping quotes done and everything right now, and I'll get all that to you guys. So appreciate it. Thanks, Barn, Charles, Neil, everybody, Dina, Lycan, all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Go make beer money, make big power, and go win something this weekend.
Go try. See you guys.
All right. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. We will be live again in 2 weeks for another edition of Triple B. We will be live I don't know if it's this week for Power Shift or if we just did Power Shift. I think I just did Power Shift last Thursday, so it'll be the following. If you want to like laugh at my brother and our friend Susie and I talking about food stuff, not car related, even though we're all car people, and so we are talking about like track food and some other stuff, then join us next Tuesday. So on the Tuesdays that we don't do Triple B, we do a podcast called Everybody Eats. So join us for that and have fun. Everybody that's out there, dude, have a good time. Be safe, go to the races, have a great weekend, and seriously appreciate all you guys tuning in. And you know what? We'll see you next time here on Triple B.